Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Have you ever wondered what games you should sell or you should use? Find out here at Purge Reviews. Find out on our top 10 list what games you cannot miss. Don't forget to subscribe to Purge Reviews.
So here's D-Dice Do or Die. So this is the box to it. You're going to look like it's a World War II dice game. You are going to get a box without a custom insert. You'll have some of these little trackers that will keep track of different things in the game for you. It's okay. I mean, it's put together for you. It's really nice, but it doesn't feel substantial in any way. You are going to get a bunch of cards that we utilize in the game. 4 double-sided boards that you'll be using for different campaigns, and a bucket load of dice. Let me jump in and I'll show you how to play. I am going to show you the most basic of games. So when you start out in an area, you'll start out with the one little marker right here, and this tells you that you'll be starting out with 4 soldiers. So this is how it will start on this board with 4 soldiers, 0 courage, 0 tools, and 0 stars, which amount to victory points. So what you'll be trying to do is you'll take 2 white, 2 blue, and 2 red. And the rule book actually doesn't tell you. It just tells you to take 6 dice, but it is important you have the red, white, and blue. And you will play Yahtzee. So then you'll roll these. And when you roll, you have to lock 2 from the beginning. And then you can re-roll 2 more times, trying to get whatever it is you're looking for. Now, in the most basic of game, you're only looking for soldiers, and you'll be looking for these awards that represent courage. And the reason why is you'll be wanting to get soldiers because that's going to be your life points, and courage will move you up. If you look over here, it's going to cost you 1 courage in order to move up to this location. But what you kind of want to do is hold back, and you want to be able to get as many soldiers as possible before you move up and kind of make your surge. So in the most basic of games, you're looking just to get soldiers and courage. Soldiers are going to be your life points, how many people that you'll have before you die, and the courage is going to move you up on the board from space to space. If you look here, 1, 2, 2, and 3, that's how much courage it takes to move up a space. Now, the book does recommend that you kind of stay back some and get as many soldiers as possible and get as many life points before you make your surge. Now, as you progress, these other things will represent different things. This gives you tools and stars, and you'll see there's a 2 and a 1, and you'll even have one that will cancel one of your dice. Also, as you move through the spots, you're going to see things printed here. So this gives you, whenever you're here, a free courage. Here gives you a free star, a sharpshooter, and a scout you'll have for free there. You also have these black ones. These represent that you can only stay here 1. So normally, if you're here and you stay, you will move this up to 2 and eventually 3, and then this will force you to move at some point. If you're here on the black, you can only stay here 1 round, and then you have to move. You can see this one's a lot more powerful. You have to have a corporal to move here. It gives you a free wrench every turn. There is machine gun fire that will be here, and you have 3. Only lose 3 per round you're there. But when you're coming out of this, you are going to go through the landmines. You go up here, you'll see some other things, like you get all 6 dice here, but here you only get 5. So there's little things throughout the board. Now, on this particular map, what we're trying to do is get all the way up here to the bunker and then survive the onslaught that will come on. The game is Yahtzee, but you will get cards, vehicles, and special items you can pick up. And you have specialists in the different colors, some awards you can get. So let's take a look at one of these vehicles. This gives you a Jeep. You re-roll 1 die in your final tally. You cannot re-roll a locked die. You'll see a half track and a tool per turn. So you'll be able to earn these, and they will do different things for you and kind of upgrade you, if you will. Now, this is a little bit of a higher level map here. A lot more going on. You can see you start with 4, or you can start out with 1 army and 3 courage. And you'll be moving up here. A little bit more going on. The game progresses the same way. You're going to play Yahtzee. Then you're going to be able to get cards in certain spots that will help you maneuver through this and hopefully survive. If you play a team game, if one person dies, normally the entire team dies. So it is a cooperative nature, but the game is very easy to understand. You also get these pretty good You also get these player aids with it that are actually fairly good. It'll tell you like how many tools you get and what you can buy and how the items, the way a turn sequence works before combat. And then what happens if you roll on the red, white, and blue, if you roll the same thing. So if I rolled 1 soldier on a red, white, and blue die, I would add 4 soldiers to my unit and 4 soldiers to another unit. These are bonuses that you can get. Everything you really need is right here. It's a very good player aid and will really help you out. And all you're doing in this game, and just to reiterate, you're going to have this die that will represent your army, and you'll be moving up through these spaces, hopefully making it all the way up to the bunker at the top. D-Day Dice is this hugely popular dice war game that people really go crazy over. It just had a new printing. The decisions made in the game, maybe weren't for me. There's a lot of luck in rolling those dice and what you do. And sometimes things are just going to happen to you. You're going to have to mitigate those. And each game is played where you're rushing up the board and you have to get to the bunker in safety. The whole time the bad guys are shooting at you and there's traps going off and mines going off. So the path that you go to get there is super, super important. When it comes down to it, if you roll correctly, you're going to do better. Now, when the game first starts out, it's going to teach you to play without a lot of the extras and kind of get through that. But once you're in there, there's a lot of upgrades you can have from vehicles and items and special items and powers and special powers that you can have. So you can really add to it. You can add like corporals and generals and extra people to you that have these amazing powers. So the game is pretty good. It comes in a 10, which is going to turn some people off. There are quite a few expansions for it. Each board changes things up. So there's a lot of variety to this game, even though you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, which is Yahtzee. So if you like the Yahtzee mechanic and you want it in a solo game, which is really what this is, it's a solo game, you could play with more than one person, but I really think the game shines as a solo experience. I think that's where, if I was buying this, where I would keep it. But like I said, and there's an expansion where you can play as the Germans and have somebody playing against you as opposed to just playing the board cooperatively. But I do think it shines as a solo experience. I think that's really, if you're going to buy this game, where you should keep it at. I wouldn't recommend it with too many people, but if you like the Yahtzee mechanic with dice and you like the war theme, then this could be something you could definitely play with more people, and you play it cooperatively, or add the Germans player so you can play against you. It's a fun experience. I like it. I'm going to go ahead and purge it because I think I've played it to death. The solo experience doesn't give me what I'm looking for. The Yahtzee mechanic isn't something I enjoy very much. But let me tell you something. This is a wildly popular game. This is one of those games where, yes, I'm purging it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm purging it. I'm not saying it's not widely popular. And a lot of people get a lot of good experience out of this game. So don't take me purging it as a negative. But this review series is about what games I'm keeping, which ones I'm getting rid of. And I have to be honest about it. This is one that I'm going to get rid of because I don't enjoy the Yahtzee mechanic very much. I think if I'm going to do the Yahtzee mechanic, something like King of Tokyo is about all I need, King of New York. But as a solo experience, I'm looking for something a little bit different. So for you, this could strike a chord. It's a very good game. A lot of variability, a lot of expansions and things you can add to it. A lot of things you can do to manipulate it to make it easier or harder, make it for newer gamers or older gamers. So there's a lot that you can do with this setup that it has here. So I will recommend it, even though I'm purging it. It just won't be in my collection any longer. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel, lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing games.